Councilmember Clark,
Here.
Councilmember Knox,
Here.
Councilmember Waldman.
Away, absent with excuse until then.
Okay, Chairman Pro Tem,
Here.
Mayor.
Here.
Okay, next item on the agenda, Mayor, is public comment. I don't see any members of the public on the Zoom, and nor is there anyone in the audience. One thing I would like to ask, Mayor, I'm going to share the agenda real quick here, and we have there's one item, it's resolution 2022-229, which is a grant application. And I'm going to ask also if the council would be agreeable to amend the agenda and add a approval of a potential change order number 28 in relationship to the community center construction project.
Do we have to call for a vote on that or?
Why
Just
don't you?
consensus.
Why don't you? Yeah, because
Okay.
it was late.
Okay. Consensus, it is.
Okay. So first up, Mayor, is the resolution 2022-229, and that is a grant application for the St. Louis County Waste Reduction. And Beverly Tucker Knight is here to talk about it.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. This year, county has brought back its waste reduction grant. So we are applying for reimbursement for our Great Olivet Cleanout, which is when people can drop off their electronics, their shred materials, and expired prescriptions. And what this grant would do would reimburse us for the costs that we have associated with that. And it would also, if we're successful with the grant, it would also mean that when people drop off things that have a fee, so typically televisions are required to have a disposal fee, televisions and anything with Freon and computer monitors, then it would allow us to cover the cost of that and people could drop them off for free. So hopefully the county will approve our grant and we can offer that as a service to our residents. So please let me know if you have any questions.
How quickly do we find out if the grant's been approved?
Well, we are hopeful that it will be in time for the event. The county has cautioned us that it can take time to move through all of their channels and required signatures, but we are optimistic.
The indication has been that the grant is approved, which is why they wanted requested this resolution be done and why we had to do it as a special meeting. And so the only concern we really have with regard to getting the grant is signatures, getting all the signatures necessary.
Right. Great. And it's a revolving grant, so it doesn't have a deadline. We applied for it and this is our first time applying for it. So it's pretty
Will
exciting.
this allow us to do it in the fall and the spring or just it's a one-time grant?
One-time grant.
Great. Are there any other questions?
Yeah, Beverly, I know that they have officers out helping.
Yes.
Does this cover their cost or
No.
just, okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Call for the vote.
Madam Mayor, I make a motion that we authorize the city manager to sign and execute the contract accepting grant funds from the St. Louis County Department of Public Health if awarded.
Second.
Thank you very much. Oh, you didn't vote.
Call for the vote, please.
Chairman Pro Tem,
Yes.
Councilmember Clark,
Yes.
Councilmember Knox,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes.
Great.
Next item, please.
Thank you very much.
Mayor, as the council's aware, we have a number of potential change orders out there. In that monthly report you see when we look at our contingency, we kind of take into consideration things that we think are out there. This is one that has been out there for a while, and there was a lot of back and forth on reviewing of the changes, reviewing of the dollar amounts that were that Wright Construction's subcontractor had put. There was a lot of back and forth with the engineers. And today at a 2:30 meeting, we kind of found some resolution to the issues that have been holding this up. This became a little bit more important because it was, if it wasn't approved, it was going to start delaying some of the structural steel work. With regard to what this is, I know we've talked a lot about the structural steel issues that we've had. This is actually some changes to the structural steel that, you know, we need to have in place. At this point, there is nobody saying this is whose fault this is one fault or anybody else's fault. It's really just a few changes to the steel that need to be made. Some of these changes are in the field. Atlas Work will be doing these in the field. It's not necessarily ordering new steel, things like that. So some of it's just in the field work, which is why you look at it as a structural drawing revisions. I'm happy to answer any questions. I did just give Councilmember Knox a motion, proposed motion for approval if the council is interested in approving this. And before you, there is also all the backup, and you can see most of the work on this is just actual drawing revisions, and then some of the other labor, et cetera, modifications in the field, that type of thing.
I believe this is one of the change orders that you told us would be forthcoming. I said there would be a few coming. This was one of them.
Yes, this is one. I had actually anticipated having this at your last regular meeting. But they continued to have some back and forth between the structural engineer and the and Atlas, who's actually doing the work in the field.
Great, thank you. Any other questions? Call for motion.
Madam Mayor, I make a motion to approve potential change order PCO number 28 in the amount of $62,797 for structural drawing revisions associated with the construction of the Olivet Community Center. Second.
Call for the vote, please.
Councilmember Knox,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem,
Yes.
Councilmember Clark,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes.
And Mayor, I believe that that ends, that's all the work we had for the
So I'd be happy to
special
entertain a
meeting.
motion for adjournment so that we can move into our monthly workshop.
Second.
Okay.
Adjourned
Adjourned at
and-
7:09.
and recording ending.